I replaced my NZXT Z73 AIO cooler with the Noctua NH-D15 cooler. I was totally unprepared for the results I got. Let me just say, holy I am impressed. Roll the intro. For the last few years, all my computer builds have included an NZXT AIO cooler. With my latest builds, I have the Kraken Z73 and the Kraken Z63 in my computers. While I love the NZXT Kraken AIO coolers, a recent event afforded me the opportunity to get out of my NZXT comfort zone. My son was going to upgrade his computer with a Ryzen 7 5800X 3D, and he needed a cooler to cool his new chip. I saw this as an opportunity to give him one of mine because I've been kind of toying with the idea of maybe trying a Noctua cooler. So I offered him my NZXT Z73 cooler, which is in my streaming and video editing machine. And then I ordered the Noctua so I could put it in my gaming machine. Yes, there's the twist. I'm not going to simply replace my Z63 that I took out to give him. I'm going to take the Z73 that's in my gaming machine, put that in my streaming machine, and then I'm going to put the Noctua in my gaming machine. But wait, there's more. Both machines are extremely dirty and I need to clean them. You know, you got to do that once in a while. And I'm kind of tired of the red accents on those cases that I got. I have both of the cases are the NZXT 710i cases. I got them with the red accents, but now I'm kind of over the red accents. So I'm just going to spray paint those a flat black so the whole case is black. Also on my gaming machine, I think I'm going to temper down the RGB a little bit, and a little bit on the streaming machine as well. They don't need all that RGB. No one needs all that RGB. You're not here for all that though. You want to know how the Noctua performs against the Z73. I get it. So let's do a quick unboxing, a quick install, and then we'll get into the performance differences between these two right after this word from our sponsor. They say older gamers have slower reflexes.
I thought he would be weaker. He wasn't.
They always blame the controller as an unfair advantage.
I got Gulag, I'm coming back for you, bitch!
I've got 5 decades of gaming experience. Too old to game my ass. You know what I'm talking about. Alright, let's quickly go over the specs of my two machines if you don't know already. I'm just going to put them on screen for a few seconds. You can pause the screen if you want to look at the specs of each machine, and then we'll continue. I'll also have them in the show notes down below. So here's the before of our gaming machine before we switch out with Noctua. I've got a push-pull configuration on the NZXT. It's pushing and pulling air through the radiator, keeping it cool. And we got 3 fans up top, 1 in the back. Unboxing the Noctua. We've got the accessories pack. We've got the cooler itself, and then the second fan. Second fan looks good. These are 140. Noctua does provide thermal paste with it, and you also have the different kits for whatever you're mounting it on. So before we switch it out with the Noctua, I obviously have to do a Cinebench test on the existing setup. So running Cinebench with the Z73, the max temp gets up to 73, clock speed 4500 megahertz on the CPU, fan speed 2606, and the score of 22,532. Taking it apart, you can see that the fans are quite dusty and it's ready for a cleaning. And the magic of YouTube, it's already cleaned and painted. I wanted to put the second fan on top of the RAM. I've got the Corsair Dominator. It looked like it stuck out too far, so I put on the tempered glass, and yes, it definitely is not going to go. So I thought, okay, maybe I can fit it on the other side. So I put it on the other side and tried it, and it worked. So that's how we're going to mount it. Make sure not to tighten one down all the way. Rotate between them. All right, and we got it installed. Good to go. So now we've got a test with the Noctua. The temperature is the same, clock speed the same, fan speed 1050, and a final score of 22,530, which is 2 points less than what it got on the Z73. But that fan speed, come on. And here's how it looks after. A lot less RGB going on in there. Got 3 fans up front and on top, and then 1 in the back, no RGB. And here's the streaming PC, less RGB on that as well. And we're only going with the push configuration, only fans on one side on this one, so no fans on the other side. And there's our awesome screen that we can customize. Let's look at the takeaways from this cooler swap. The Noctua provides the same performance as the Z73 as far as cooling goes, while being a lot more quieter, with the fans running 1600 RPM less than the Z73. 1600 RPMs. Oh, this thing is quiet. The Noctua is $170 less than the NZXT Z73, and that's very enticing for anyone trying to do a computer build in Uncle Joe's world. There's a lot less wires when dealing with the Noctua cooler. All you got to do is plug in the splitter into the CPU fan header, plug in the 2 fans, you're up and running. Now the Noctua doesn't have that cool screen that the Z73 has, where you can put in, customized GIFs, or, show your stats from either your CPU heat or GPU or both. With overall less RGB in these builds, the performance has decreased. No, I'm just kidding. Performance is the same, but they do look a lot more elegant with less RGB. We took out those rear fans, toned it down a little bit. There's not as much RGB going on. The gaming machine specifically, I think, looks awesome. Definitely a plus, kind of toning down the RGB. Now, I'm not going to run out and buy another Noctua CUDA to replace the Z73 that I've got in my streaming machine. There's no reason for that. Performance is the same, and the only time my streaming machine gets a little louder, obviously, because of the fans, is when I'm, encoding video, when I'm video editing. So the performance is great. I still love NZXT. I just, I'm really liking the quietness of this Noctua. So, it's on your preference. Now, I will say I am thinking in the future, maybe getting some Noctua fans to replace the NZXT fans on the Z73, and we'll see if that runs quieter. I'm thinking it might. Thanks for watching the video. Please give a like and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Ring that bell if you want to be informed of future episodes that come out. You can even throw a comment down in the chat section. Every little bit helps supports this channel. Stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.